Hey everybody, we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. It may be afternoon in your area of the world, but here it's morning. Top of the morning, coming to you from good old Washington, North Carolina, right here across from the Wings and Grill off of 15th Street. We're broadcasting there today. I want to let you know that it is Saturday, and I want to start off with making a refraction to some of the stories reported because some of the stuff I reported was wrong, and I want to correct it. That's what that means when we talk about that in journalism. Uh, the last 4 days, though, there have been airplanes, were four different airplanes where they came from Europe, and they're all coming off with flu-like symptoms now. Could this be a false flag? I don't know. I hope not. It's not a false flag. I hope not. Could this be where they have introduced biological super illness that's similar like a flu and that maybe could be killing people? Because the CBC checked, Centers for Disease Control checked for all these people. They had them checked and screened, and then they returned them back out in the population. So if anything happens like this, the responsibility on them would be huge. As a matter of fact, they would lose credibility because they're the government agencies that's supposed to protect the rest of the population that are appointed to do that. And if that does happen, in fact, that will definitely make them lose credibility. Like a lot of things, we lost credibility in our government thus far. But there's a lot of things where we have gained new credibility because of Trump being in office and what he's doing to turn things around. We've had the lowest unemployment rates in this country since the last 40 years, since President Trump has been in office. President Trump is making the economy boom. Our P&G, our growth index is looking really well too. He's got over several million jobs that have been created, and more are going online within the next month. This guy is doing wonderful things. He's appointing a lot of conservative justices to our Supreme Court because not only that they're conservative, Christian, or conservative views, but they also know the Constitution. And they also know the history of the country. And they also are going to make good decisions. And that's the kind of people you want to be in our justice system, not people who are crooked and slim shady kind of deals. You know, like I said, we are live right now. I'm going to say hi to everybody. That's why I'm pausing for a second here, a few seconds, so I can do that. Nobody is on the air with us right now, but hopefully you will. I did not send out a communique to Facebook. But hopefully this thing might have already done it because I set it up yesterday to do that, so I'm hoping that's what it did today. But so we'll have to see what happens with these airplanes. We'll definitely have to see what happens there. Zero watching, zero likes. We've been on the air for over 3 minutes. Still nobody has come to the altar yet or come to the table. But yes, I am concerned about a lot of things because it really worries me. And I wanted to say, if you want to chat in our chat room right now, you can chat with me directly if you have a suggestion or anything you'd like to talk about. I wanted to also talk about the hurricane Florence. There's a high probability it could hit anywhere between northeastern Florida all the way up to North Carolina. The highest probability is between North Carolina and South Carolina. It's where this Florence hurricane beast will hit. It will be a category 4 plus when it hits in our area by Thursday, Friday night. And it could cause significant damage and erosion along the coast. And it could have some inland impacts with water surges and flooding. As far as where we live here in our apartment complex, we should be okay because we're on a hill and we're up higher. But the neighborhoods that are in back of us, behind us, over that way, behind us, I don't know if you see it or not, but over this way, maybe be flooded because they're lower than we are. They're downhill, so they usually get flooded. Right off of right off of there on 15th Street. Down that way is where it usually floods. And so, just be in prayer for those people so they don't have a lot of flooding down there. I don't think we will because we're over 90 minutes away from the beach. But it depends on what this beast does. I mean, this hurricane could go up into the rivers, and if it did that, that would be really hellish. We could have we have a lot of deaths if it does that. So let's pray that it doesn't do that. Take the inland deltas and all around here because we have a lot of them around here. And be in prayer for us. Also, the cable, I found out what's going on with our cable. They've been doing a lot of upgrades to the mode, our node out there, here around here. So that's what's been causing the problems with the cable. We just been assured of that this morning, that they've been doing maintenance to the node out here. Um, and that's what's been causing our signal and broadcast to go in and out. So if you notice that we've been going in and off the air on Love FM during this past week, not all the time, but every once in a while, that's because they're doing a lot of maintenance and upgrades to our node out here, off the probably, which is good. They're going to increase the speed, I heard, to 400 megs. That's what they're trying to do, is get it up to 400 megs out here. So that's why they're doing all this upgrade and stuff. And I think we're going to upgrade our speed too. Like I said, we are listener supported. We are nonprofited. So if you'd like to support us, please make a donation by entering a comment, on here, and say I would like to donate $10, and then I will contact you. You can do this right now in real time on our thing. We have no super chat set up yet because I think you have to meet a certain criteria. I checked into that. Subscribers, we have only 37 subscribers. We need like probably over 10,000 to have access to be able to employ super chat. Patreon we don't set up because there's cost involved with that to take a piece of the action. So it'd be better just to send your money to my physical address if you already have it and you know it. However, when you excuse me, when you call me, I will give you the address where you can mail the money to me, and you can send it in a mail. You can send in a check or a money order, or even cash. That's the way we can only take it. We can't take credit cards at this time because that's just more fees when you have those. I've used to have those, and I'm paying like $30 a month for only a few donations. It doesn't really add up because not a lot of people are giving. Now, it would really justify the cost if we had a lot of people giving and giving tithes and love offerings and even sending occasional donations too to help support our ministry here at New Hunter Church of Christ and DeSilvis' media services. And be in prayer for our Under the Bridge homeless ministry here in Washington, North Carolina, right downtown is where we're going to be. And we're working all the details out. We'll let you know what's going on and keep you abreast of all those actions of what's going on with that. We're giving away free food and clothes to the homeless that are brand new and things like that. And even used clothes we'll give away too, as long as they're in good condition. And we'll be a source there to give you help with drugs and refer you to places where you can overcome the opioids and addictions you have for low cost or no cost. Also, shout out to the city people here in Washington, D.C. We appreciate your love and your kindness and how you're helping us to be able to do this stuff and give me some advice on what to do to get the ball rolling, which I am rolling. And I really appreciate your help. The recreation director, she's really a sweet lady, and we really appreciate the hospitality, and the love and the just embracing to allow us to come in to do this type of work for the Lord and be able to get people help, and also give them a spiritual message as well as a physical that meet their needs as food and in the way of clothing, and to give them clean showers and so forth too as well, possibly as we would like to do in the near future. We are going to start a GoFundMe page to raise probably over $200,000 for equipment that we need and also for all the food and everything. And so we can do a couple of venues. And for the rent, we got to pay for the venue to rent the park facilities. And you have to have what it's called. It costs $600 some dollars. There's a deposit you got to put down on there, but they usually give you half that back as long as you keep the place clean like the way you found it. They'll refund you that money. So it's like $11,000, usually 11,000 something. But that includes all the fees, the permits and everything all wrapped up into that wonderful deal. And the tent permit and the inspection fee and everything, if we have a tent out there. So all that is wrapped up all in one package, which is wonderful how they do that. And so be in prayer for our Under the Bridge homeless ministry coming up, and in the next, probably by next year, or maybe it won't be this year, but it'll probably be next year. And when the weather's nice, because you don't want to be out there preaching when it's cold. Believe me, it's not good, especially when you have sciatica like I do. In the warm weather, that'd be great to do this. Uh, and be with me and pray for me. And hope that the sciatica will just miraculously go away by the power of God without surgery. And I'd rather God heal me than have some surgeon go in there and then bacteria get in my body from them opening me up, through the 2-inch incision. And, then I have something else go wrong with me because it's in the air in the hospital where they're doing the surgery at to correct it. I have deteriorating discs that are in my back. It's two of them. And just be in prayer that God will just heal those things from the inside out supernaturally. And be in prayer that he put his hands on that area and they would remove the nerve damage and what's crushing the nerve to make me have the sciatica. So that will be healed too as well. And that way it will just repair itself on its own. And sometimes it does that because God is an awesome God. It's just like Jan, our sister Jan went to the hospital. She had cancer, and they went in there and removed it with a procedure she had last week. Now she's going in next week before this hurricane hits. She's going in sometime next week to find out if that was effective. So be in prayer that hopefully they got it all, and that way she don't have to go in for any more follow-up surgeries and things. So be in prayer for that, and be in prayer for Stuart Garrett too, my stepdad. I still care about him. I still love him as a brother, and and he still, I still pray about him, and I just hope that he will stop trying to draw attention to himself and really get serious and get responsible with paying the mortgage there, the home, and keeping the bills paid there, and allow him to be able to do that truck driving job or to do a job and not just to be sitting around dreaming up ways on how to end his life, but find a way to where he can dream up ways to keep his life and to have a better life by going out and getting a job and motivating himself to do a job, even if it's like, being a handyman and fixing and doing plumbing, because you can still make good money doing that. Uh, and you just got to get a contract and have a pricing list. But you can do that because you used to do that kind of work with your dad when he was alive. So that kind of work you still remember. So you should go back and put an ad out and see if you can do handyman work there in the neighborhood where you live. I'm sure there's probably a lot of people over there need something repaired, or fences or something. So but there's more to life than living. Even if it don't work out with you and my mother, there's still more to life than living than trying to end your life because she's not affectionate towards you anymore, or don't have any feelings in that way with you anymore. Um, but I understand my Aunt Cindy had a wonderful birthday last night. All the sisters got together and they had a wonderful birthday last night. It looked like they were really happy and having a ball, and really just a wonderful ball. It was great to see those pictures this morning that my mom sent me of the festivities that went on last night. Aunt Debbie looked really good in her home down there in her assisted living facility. She looked really well and had a smile on her face, and they had little hearts over the ears and the whiskers over the nose. It was cute. My mother and something else. But they look like they're having just a jolly old good time. And of course, I'm glad she got down there up there safely. And they're supposed to have thunderstorms today, and then Virginia overnight tonight. They could be strong to severe. So really hot conditions. And we're supposed to have some storms possibly tonight too, 40% chance here in North Carolina. But I wanted to give you an analysis. It's a high probability, 80% or higher probability that Hurricane Ferguson is going to hit north to South Carolina. Now it's about 40 to 70%. It may hit Georgia or northeast Florida. There's 80 to 90% probability could hit between South and North Carolina. This is we're talking about Thursday, probably Saturday, Friday night into Saturday, when it's going to hit next week. Not this Saturday, today, but next week from today. And then we have two other storms out there. We have one area of disturbant waves. This could be a warning saying this could be the area where the hurricane could take a track. Because last year, when they had a hurricane that hit Texas, there was an area of disturbed weather that was there before the hurricane got there, and actually took that path where those storms were. And it could be like a warning sign. So everyone from Florida, northeastern Florida, all the way up through Virginia needs to prepare for this storm because the storm is going to do inland damage miles away from where the hurricane is. And you know this from past experience. You need to prepare for this, folks. Can't stress it to you anymore. Make sure you have unperishable foods in your pantry. Make sure you have flashlights and batteries and wind up radios and solar panels to recharge your computers and tablets and cell phones and that sort of thing, and flashlights. And have candles on hands if you don't use those. But to be safer, so you don't have fires, use flashlights and have backup batteries, to replace them. They're rechargeable lights, is what I have here. They sell these lights too, by the way. They're maghead lights, and we sell them here for $50. You get the battery charger, and the military style tactical light. It does up to 13,000 lumens, not 1,300, but 13,000 lumens, which is higher than the military tactical light that I saw on Facebook. It only does about maybe 12 or 10,000 lumens. So, but this light does the same thing. It has a strobe and everything, but 13,000 lumens. That's 1,300 lumens. I'm sorry, as opposed to 1,000 lumens. I rather go with 1,300 lumens because it gives you a little more brightness. That's on the highest setting. It has 3 settings like there are on both lights. They all have the same exact modes and everything. But this, we get them from, we get them for, we sell you one with the battery charger, and the light itself for $50. And a little bit it goes to support our ministry. So that's why it's a little bit more with us. You can go buy that light for $19.99 that they sell on Facebook, or I think that light is like $49.99. So it's kind of like what we're selling this one for to you. And there are other lights that are $19.99. But when you buy this military tactical light like us, let me get up and show that to you real fast. I know I'm going to be gone for just a second because it's not far, but I want to show this to you. It's so important because it helps our ministry here and also our news broadcast. I'll come back. That wasn't going very long. Here I am. All right, here I am. So we got this light here. I'm not going to turn it on, but this is a light we sell for $50. You get that. You get the battery charger that you plug in. There's no USB action. It's a battery. I can take it out of here. Why not? And you get this rechargeable battery. So you get that rechargeable battery. It goes with the light. You get that. And you get the light, and you get the battery charger. And this is great to have in your get-out bag or in your bug-out bag or in your purse, ladies, because it's like a weapon. You see those little ridges on there? That can definitely tear somebody's face wide open or their mouth or whatever. If someone tries to come after you, they probably won't let you take that on the plane, but even if you're a man, it's good to have it. You go, and it won't hurt the life, but it'll definitely hurt the person. They're being aggressive to you and hurting you and trying to hurt you and threaten your life. Like I said, this thing has where you can adjust, zoom in and zoom out. Not all the lights you can zoom in and zoom out, but this one does that feature where you can zoom in and zoom out. We even have another model for $60. It's the same light like this, but for $60, we'll get you the blue light. This actually comes off. This lens here comes off, and you put a blue lens on that gives you like the forensic lights of your detective or law enforcement, or even if you just want it just to make your light blue, that lens comes off here. See, comes off. You got to make sure when you screw it on though, that you screw it on there to where it's on there tight, not too tight where you can't get off, but tight enough so the water don't get in. See, like that, so the water can't get in there. Because this thing can go in water, but if you don't have it tight, the battery, make sure that's on tight enough so it makes it seal. You can put this in the water and it won't short it out. But like I said, it's bright. All right, see how bright that is? See, it's the lowest. It's going crazy. Okay, but it has those modes there. But that's what I'm talking about. It's it's pretty bright. Let's see. You see that? Let's see. See, it has the adjust. See the beam there? Uh-oh. I think we lost it. There we go. This thing's crazy. But see on the wall there, you can adjust this thing. See that? See, that's me right there. but that's on low. It's a very bright light, and we sell it for $50. The battery charger, you can get it. You can ask me how to get that because that'll help us by making a donation. A little bit of that, $25 goes to our ministry. Plus, you get a good light with the battery pack and the battery charger, and that also will last you for life, and you also get the battery for that price. And if you want it with the blue lens that goes on there, then it'll be $10 more added to it, so it'll be $60. So, but it does everything that one does. It's 1300 watts or lumens. I'm sorry, lumens on the highest speed. So this is like what police officers use. You know, this is like what police officers use, but but yet you can have it, or what military officers use, that you can have as a citizen, just like what they have. And even don't let the size fool you, because like you saw, it's very bright. And we have a lantern that we sell for $50 from the same people. $50 will get you the lantern. It doesn't have the 4D batteries with it, but if you want to pay $12 more, we can include 4D cell batteries to go in with your lantern. And we can ship that out to you, and that'll give you, $62 will get you 4D cell batteries along with the lantern. And it's not rechargeable, but that flashlight is, because the batteries you can recharge. But the batteries, unless you get rechargeable batteries, you buy them yourself. If you don't want the batteries, it takes 4D cell batteries. Make sure they're all the same brand. That's what they recommend. Don't mix and match brands, because that's how batteries explode. I didn't know that if you mix different batteries, they would explode. But I learned that through trial and error, because I destroyed a light one time by doing that. Not one of these lights, but another light I had that was really nice. It destroyed it because of that reason. So always use all the same brand batteries, in case you didn't know that, for FYI reasons. Now back to the New York Times article we reported on last night to you. I wanted to get more analysis on that, more finite analysis on that article. Because the New York Times used to be, I used to think of them as a good paper at one time. They reported sound biased news. They were really like that, but today they become a shill and become more like a trash compactor. And all they're doing is the same tools and methods as all these other dinosaur media. They're dying. They're a source of media that's all dying, like the news media's out here, the dinosaur syndicate circus. They're dying because they lie all the time, spew out lies. Well, this article, whether it was written by an inside anonymous source who put it together or not, had gotten information from some people or persons that are in the White House, because they talked about things that only people in the White House would really have inside knowledge of in that article. And even though somebody that would be stooped so low, whether it was an editor who put it together for the paper, anonymously or not, erroneously or not, doesn't matter. I think that person should be fired. And even if it's people that are in the administration that feel that way about Trump, by what they expressed in the tweets and in the article that was released, they also too should resign. Just like the secretary called for, just like President Trump called for. I agree with that, because that is wrong. It was treasonous. It was slanderous what they said about our president, our commander in chief, whether you like it or not. Trump is our commander in chief. I have no problem with him being that, because he's doing a wonderful job, I think. Doing a damn good job, to say the least. Better than most presidents I've seen in a long time do. We mentioned that earlier in our podcast of some of the many accomplishments, wonderful things that he's doing. And, it's just something we need to be in prayer about, because there's a lot of people that are two-faced in the White House and in Congress, in the areas of the Senate, in the areas of the Democrat and Republican. There's people that are Democrats that are two-faced, just like people that are in the Republican cabinet are two-faced, that are working as moles. Because I believe that's how this information was leaked to the New York Times paper. I don't think this is something that just somebody just put together like a cup of coffee. But I do believe that this information was put out by design to destroy Trump and to further discredit him and his agenda, to make him look bad and to make him look, dumb, and to make him look just to look outright look like he doesn't have it under control. And definitely Trump has it under control, and he's definitely far from dumb, and he's definitely somebody that knows what he's doing. I mean, he's 75 years old, and yeah, he's been around, and he's going to speak his mind because he's a businessman. All businessmen speak their mind, even if they're commander in chief. If you're a commander-in-chief, it's no different from any other president, even without a business background. But you're still going to speak your mind because you have an opinion, just like everybody else does. And Trump should not be faulted or cited on his opinions, just like everyone else should not be cited, because that's his opinions. Whether you agree with him or not is irrelevant. He is still our commander-in-chief, and you Hillary Clinton bashers need to get over that. And you need to move on and find something else more productive to do with your spare time, with your collecting checks, and Joe Sorno's money to go out to all these events to cause all this chaos like you've been doing, where you've been hired to exploit the freedoms of many people to take away their freedom so you can exploit your, as you say, Marxist and rebellion type of mentality, when yet you could just go there and be quiet and let people have freedom just like you have, instead of trying to take it away like many of these other groups, the women feminists and all these other groups that are out here that have blossomed since the genesis of Trump's election, and even before then. So now they're in full force. When people have protests, it doesn't make them extremists if they're peaceful, but they're going and rational, and they organize a group. Like when we go downtown in Washington, we're not extremists. We're not a terrorist. We're out here trying to save people's lives from opioids and drugs, trying to reform them and give them a golly message, as well as trying to fill their tummy with food that is good and healthy. And that way they can give them some clean clothes and some clean shaving supplies and things like that. That's what we want to do. And, we're teaming up with some other people, which I don't want to talk about yet because it's not fully official yet. So we'll just keep that quiet for right now until we talk to them, see if they can work alongside with us when we do these events so we can all come together, because we're all doing similar things, but yet I'm doing things a little differently than what they're doing, but yet they can still work together with us in that regard, because we're all kind of doing almost similar things that are the same. A lot of things that I'm doing are different from what they're doing. So anyway, that's all I want to say about that. But I'm excited, and you should be too. Please send a donation into us, our love offering, our tithe. Remember, everything is not free. Electricity does cost, internet does cost, hosting cost. So please send a donation so you can help us, so we can get the news out to the nation, so we can make something happen with the good vibration. Help spread the news about the Christianity and what it has to do with the Bible of the end times of, you see. That's why we need a true news, don't you see? Because we need to have the good news that's being brought to this nation, that is telling the truth instead of all the propaganda and all the fake pollution that's being spread by all these other secular dinosaur dying medias, newspapers, people like that we just heard about that are doing the same thing. So that's why we need to support something like us, because we need your support so we can continue to do this labor of love. Thank you for those that have supported us. Hope that you will do the same. Please be encouraged to subscribe to us, and tell people about us, and share this video far and wide with your classmates and even people that you know in your church. I love you all. Take care. I want to say hi to Pastor Phil down there up there at Broadus Memorial Baptist Church. I want to say hi to people at Pole Green. I want to say hi to people at Liberty University. I want to say hi to people at Johnson University. I want to say hi to Mid-Atlantic University. Thank you. And I love you all. Take care, everyone. Be safe. Prepare for the hurricane, because it's coming. And like we just said. And I will see you later. We'll have more updates coming up. This has been a Saturday presentation being brought to you by DeSilvis Media, the Freedom Network, on YouTube and everywhere else. Take care, everyone. I love you. Godspeed. God bless everybody. God bless the USA. All right. See you later.